If you're annoyed I'm the 8 billionth YouTuber to be talking about this, don't worry. This shit's so stupid I'm gonna be through it in like 3 minutes anyway. Alright, how's it going everybody? We're back here with some Modern Warfare 2. I think I'm just gonna run around and quick play and snipe a little bit. I honestly don't really feel like working on anything right now. My motivation is also not helped by the fact that Shoot House has been absolutely obnoxiously sweaty the last couple days. So yeah, that's really it. Not much more in the way of an intro. Make sure you leave a like if you're enjoying the video and subscribe if you're new. I completely forgot that there was a raid in this game. What the fuck? Oh my god, I haven't sniped in forever. What? I would run into the one guy with a sniper that wants to hold a corner, of course. So the big news this week, in case anybody missed it, Call of Duty is apparently dying. Because, you know, the last, like, 128 times that this community has reported on the franchise's death weren't enough to do it in. This time, totally for sure, Call of Duty is right and fucked. Nope. I was about to say. So in case you missed the news, the catalyst for this proclamation of death for our beloved franchise here is that apparently over the weekend or something, actually it might have been a little bit before that, I'm not 100% sure when this news came to light, but a few different insider sources reported that apparently the numbers for Warzone 2 have dropped precipitously since the holiday break, and apparently it's like well beyond the expectations of the devs. And as a result of this information having come out, now the community has decided apparently that Call of Duty is dying. Now jokes aside, anybody with half a brain in their head knows that this is literally nothing to worry about. Call of Duty has been quote-unquote dying for like a fucking decade at this point. I don't think this is really gonna be the thing to do it in, you know? Because for one thing, what with Call of Duty being a yearly release, and also it's a game that people tend to get sick of, not like pretty quickly, but they do tend to get sick of it at some point just due to the, you know, repetitiveness of the gameplay loop and whatnot. Around this time of year, you usually see a spike in player count and then followed by a drop-off, right? Historically, this would be because, you know, Christmas noobs would get on the game and then, you know, some of them would get off of it, or maybe some people got back on the game just to play against the Christmas noobs, and then they were kind of just done with it after that. Or if you're like me, you ended up actually quitting Call of Duty Ghosts around this time of year because the game was so fucking terrible you didn't want to play it anymore. And this is something that's been going on for such a long time that in Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty actually started removing the player count. Because in case any of you guys didn't know, way back in the day, you used to actually be able to see the number of players that were online at a given point. But starting with Advanced Warfare, they took it out because they didn't want people seeing, like, you know, dips in player count or that a game was, like, relatively dead. It was mostly spurred on by Call of Duty Ghosts, I think, because that game had some pretty hilariously bad player counts for a lot of its life cycle. But regardless, this is something that has happened for many, many years to Call of Duty multiplayer. It is nothing new to see the player count dip a little bit around this time of year. Now, the reason some people are seeing this as cause for concern is that this isn't a multiplayer phenomenon. It's currently happening to Warzone. And you know, this obviously didn't happen during year one of Warzone's life cycle, so why the hell is it happening to Warzone 2? Clearly, it must be signed for the end times for the Call of Duty franchise because their flagship game is losing players when I guess it's not supposed to be. But here's the thing, that's not really how it is. Because for one thing, I'm still convinced that the vast majority of Warzone's initial popularity and why people got on the game and never really got off the game was that, you know, we had this little lockdown in 2020. I mean, I don't know if you guys missed it, it was pretty easy to, but in case anybody didn't know, there was a period of time in 2020 where we were not supposed to go outside. So what the fuck were any of us gonna do except sit around and play Warzone all day long? I mean, obviously the game needed to be good to some degree, and it was. It was a fresh new take on the BR genre for the time, but it's not like the game was infallible or anything like that, you know? I think as a community, we just looked past a lot of the game's flaws and kept playing it because, you know, there was literally nothing better to do. Now, obviously, I would be remiss to say that at least part of this wasn't due to Warzone 2.0 being considerably less well-received than the first one, and for sure, that's definitely part of it, but I do think on some level, it's also just, this is kind of the natural life cycle of these games. Granted, Warzone 1 came out in like, what, March? Or something like that, so obviously the timing wouldn't line up exactly, but I'd be willing to bet that if we didn't end up having like a fucking lockdown or whatever, we'd be seeing a similar phenomenon within a relatively similar period of time with Warzone 1, where people would have played it for a while, they would have enjoyed it, and then, you know, the game's problems would have started to weigh on people, and eventually everybody would just kind of move on to the next thing. Fuck off, dude. Also, I'm lagging all over the place all of a sudden. Why is this happening to me? Dude, why is this server, like, taking a shit all of a sudden? What is happening here? I don't know how this is coming through on the video, but it literally feels like I can't see what I'm doing. I mean, look at that shit, dude. What did the ping on this lobby spike up to? I'm so confused. Dude, I'm just trying to hold a position and my character's bouncing around the map like a fucking pinball. How did he know I was back there? Don't I have Ghost on this class? Oh, thank God, get me out. That was so weird, man. The whole lobby just started lagging out 3/4 of the way through the game. I've never had that happen before. Somebody commented, running from the grind. I probably popped that chopper gunner. Quitters never win. Sorry guys, my bad. I didn't realize that the Sigma male grind set involved me staying in a sweaty ass shoot house lobby and letting that dude kill me off cooldown with a chopper gunner that my idiot teammates fed to him. I will keep this in mind for future endeavors. So anyway, to bring that last point home, Call of Duty's not dying. I think it's just experiencing a phenomenon that pretty much always happens. I'd be willing to bet the exact same thing happened to both Caldera and... what the fuck was the Cold War map called? Is it still Verdansk? I don't even know. Now granted, would this phenomenon be happening slower if Warzone 2 was better received? Probably, yeah. But the reality is this would have happened one way or another. Instead of it being now, maybe it happens in March, and the player count's gonna go down until some new content comes out, and then it's gonna spike back up again. Activision and their clowny ass investors will be happy. You guys know how it goes. Although that actually leads me into my next topic, which is that some content for Season 2 has apparently leaked. So I guess like data miners were looking at some of the stuff that was added in the most recent update, and they found a whole bunch of stuff that I guess is apparently going to be coming in Season 2. One of which kind of ties back to the last point. Apparently there's going to be some kind of like new Warzone map. I think it's supposed to be a new map, but don't quote me on that. So yeah, that'll probably get the player count spiked right back up. Nice, bro, really. Absolutely incredible high-skill gameplay right there, pal. I bet that little fucking freak is still mounted up in that building. Let's see. Yep, there he is. Wait. I'm so confused. I thought that was a teammate. Fuck. Literally the instant I pull out dead silence, dude. Hilarious. Now, in addition to the Warzone content I just talked about, apparently the season will be like Japan themed, I guess. I think that's what one of the reports said. And along with that, we're going to be getting the map Castle back. And I actually talked about this before because this was like leaked or whatever a while ago, and I kind of expressed my confusion that we're getting that map again because like up until Vanguard, I don't think Castle had been back at all in any Call of Duty game since World at War. And now we're just going to be getting it 2 years in a row, I guess. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. I love Castle. I think it's a great map, but I don't know. It's just kind of odd. Now, granted, the possibility is there that it, you know, could possibly be just a map called Castle, but it's not like the one we're thinking of. Kind of like how back in Modern Warfare 2019, we ended up getting a map called Village in, I think, Season 2 or maybe it was Season 3. In, like, the leaks, it was called Village because that's what it was in, like, the data files, but the map itself turned out to be a Kandor Hideout, I believe. So, yeah, just the map being called Castle, but it actually being something completely different is possible. But that being said, I mean, what with the new season apparently having a Japanese theme, it does make sense that if it's called Castle, it probably is the castle we're all thinking of. But who knows? I mean, we'll see. Outside of maps, I think we're going to be getting a shotgun, I believe, as far as like new weapons go. And I know there were a few more things in the leaks, but I didn't really like actually bother to look into it at all. I kind of just read like 1 or 2 tweets on the subject, and that was about it. I mean, you guys already know I'm not a big fucking researcher or anything. This isn't a news channel. I am not a reputable source. I browsed Twitter for 5 minutes and I milked that into a 10-minute video. That is literally all I am doing. On the subject of videos, actually, I did end up uploading an Overwatch video the other day. So if that's something any of you guys were like interested in seeing come back, definitely go give it a look. I know I saw at least a couple people comment on that last video saying that, you know, they had subscribed for Overwatch content, but they were just watching the Call of Duty videos because that's all I was really uploading recently. So yeah, if Overwatch is your jam, go check out that video. And I'm probably gonna try and keep making them. I don't know how often they'll be, you know, coming out or whatever, because obviously, like, you know, I'm not really good enough at Overwatch to justify making content on a regular basis. And you can only milk being a noob for so long before people start expecting you to actually put some time into the game and get decent at it. So I do gotta be careful with how frequently I decide to upload this shit. There's no fucking way he actually does that. How do you not chase? He didn't even leave the... Dude, what are you doing, man? The hard point is on the other side of the map. You know, I actually lost a game the other day because my entire team were just people like that. They would not leave our spawn, and they all insisted on camping, and they only dropped like 12 kills apiece, but we lost the game because none of them wanted to camp the objective. They just wanted to sit in their little spots. Anyway, that's about it for this one. Just wanted to do a quick video here and address the whole, oh my god, Call of Duty's dying, what? Relax, it's not that deep. Everything's probably gonna be fine. I would be willing to bet when this Warzone content drops, the numbers are gonna go right back up, even if the content's not fucking good, because that's how stupid we Call of Duty players are. Good, bad, or ugly, we just keep coming back for the same shit. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, definitely make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you want to come back for more content. That's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one.